But this game was absolutely nuts. Just ridiculous. And welcome back to another episode of Rebuilding Bolton. If you're still enjoying it, drop a like on the video, that would be fantastic. So, it's very much been a struggling season. Might be one of the most struggling seasons I've had on a rebuilding side, probably since the Wimbledon one, during our first season in the Premier League, where we damn nearly got relegated until I signed Bart Ramselaar. That was probably the most difficult one we've had. I still think we're going to stay up. We are still only 6 points. That win over Portsmouth, should we have got it, would have made a hell of a difference as far as just keeping us like... I'd have been pretty confident with like 4 matches to go at an 8-point gap. I'm still pretty confident because there's a reason why teams are down here. They don't win matches. However, Derby and Forest are playing each other and they're right on the cusp. So a Forest victory for me would probably be quite helpful. But hey, as we go away to West Ham, we've not got the easiest of runnings at all. I still think we might actually need to somehow win another game, but we're going to do our best. Matt, why are you getting mad at Ziga? Let the man do his thing for the camera. Imagine how good that photo might look at the right angle. This is true. Like, imagine if you put it at exactly the right angle, he looks like he's saving the ball, despite it being 3 feet away from him. So, the data gathering continues today as we must again proceed with what we got. Because we can't afford to change things at this point, because I must figure out what's happened and what we can change long term. You just need more games. So hopefully we can stay up. Like, if we stay up on goal difference, I actually don't care this season, as long as we stay up. Going down would be catastrophic, but I just don't think we're going to quite manage to go down, thank God. Let's do a selection advice. They want to put James Bree back in. I kind of don't. Honestly, I realise that judging his rating is kind of pointless at this point, but I actually think I'm going to go with the exact same squad. Despite our bad form, it is still probably our best lineup. One of the things I'm thinking I might change again, I just thought running through some ideas with you right now, is potentially because I just feel like the liberos just don't work anymore. They just don't do anything. Is just moving it to a standard back three with another centre-back in there. But then obviously that leads, you need more creativity, so maybe then making one of these guys into a DLP or an attacking playmaker. That way you at least have a designated playmaker, because the libero kind of does a bit of that himself, and we may need that if we get rid of the libero. And as much as being on bad form obviously sucks in FM, it presents a puzzle which you have to solve, and that is my favourite thing about playing Football Manager. I don't know about you. I'm actually interested, guys, since we're on this topic. What is your favourite thing about FM? Because for me, as much as I hate it, and sometimes I also love it the most. That is my favourite thing, figuring out puzzles when it comes to tactics and things changing. But let me know yours in the comments. I'd be interested. Given the way we played against Portsmouth, I'm not expecting much from this game either. We've shown little to none as far as creativity has gone. That's the biggest thing that's dropped out for me. I don't think we've got that much worse defensively over this period. What seems to have changed is our attacking threat. It just seems to have disappeared entirely. And I know we scored twice against Pompey, but like, come on. Like, to be fair, the low Everton goal was a good finish and a good goal, well built up. That's the only time I've seen us actually look good creatively. Creatively? That's not even a word, Matt. Go on, Regan. Pop one in behind for something. There we go. Temenushkov's got it. Can he pull something out the bag here? I wouldn't imagine so, although he has gone past a couple of players. Can he slip it in for someone? He's going to shoot, isn't he? And, blocked in the end. But okay, better. Bootie's free kick. Can he bend some magic? Okay. I thought he'd go for goal there, to be honest. Ziga again. So, I was going to say it's a nice pick out, and the idea was good. I don't know, maybe there was better options. That's just goalkeeper error, unfortunately. Don't defend it well enough. I think there's a few passing options on instead of what he does there, and the moment they get it there, because of the way the libero, and that's all about the libero being pushed up because we had possession, it leaves that gap in the middle which they don't occupy, and I feel like that's maybe one of the things that we could switch up and change. Low Everton's picking it up again though. Temenushkov's into the space. John! And a great stop from Bernardoni. Well played, Niall. I mean, West Ham are just a better side than us right now. They've created a higher quality of chances with the shots that they've had, frankly. And we, again, are showing no signs of any creativity, unfortunately. But it's only 1-0. What I would say is we only lost 1-0 to Norwich. We only lost 1-0 to Palace. Defensively, there does seem to be an element of stability that's been reintroduced, but it seems to have come at the expense of all of the attacking threats. Temenushkov gets through there. Flicked out to the far side as Booty heads it sort of kind of aimlessly that time, which is a shame. But now Thierry's coming through for West Ham. Lots of congestion on the edge of the box. We should be okay to just congest this area. What a stop from Ziga. Well played, mate. And Temenushkov can bring it away. He's got Low Everton in front of him. He's probably just going to get tackled in a sec, I said. Although he's actually really bombing forward. He couldn't quite find the ball across. Better. Temenushkov gets shoved in the back, but he's able to keep the ball and be very, very barely hang on to it there, but Porteous could go outside here, finds a shot across, and it's a great stop by the West Ham goalkeeper. Wilfried Zaha's now coming on, just to make things easier for us. A lot of the time, when our defenders before would make passes, they'd be aiming them slightly to the left here to where our striker is. Now, they don't seem to be putting it doesn't seem to be going anywhere near him most of the time. They just give the ball straight back for some reason. Oh, Lawrence! Henry Lawrence! And it's a good block again by West Ham. That was nice play from us, actually. That looks like it's going to do it. Another 1-0 defeat to a large side. When we're playing like the Norwiches and the Palaces and the West Hams, we are very good at only losing 1-0. But it doesn't really mean a lot in the grand scheme of things, sadly, because yet again, there just wasn't enough creativity for us to have scored a goal in this match. Better a tiny fraction, but like it's been most of these games we've barely even broken one, or in fact barely got anywhere near it a lot of the time, and that seems to be our main problem. Defensively, I genuinely think we are probably conceding less goals than before, but when you're not scoring any, that's the problem. So we'll see how we do in the final few matches of the season. I think that result for Nottingham Forest might have just helped us dramatically to the point where I think we'll be okay, but we'll see. So we're going to come back for the final game of the season. Maybe we'll have scored a goal in there. I don't know. We'll find out. Right then, guys, we're back, and oh my god, it actually bloody happened. We got a victory away at Huddersfield Town. Lawrence out on the left-hand side does a nice piece of work here and eventually whips a lovely ball in, and Porteous is just able to slam that into a basically empty net at this point. And then, not that long after that, the same combination combined again. Temenushkov whipping the ball out wide to Lawrence, slides the ball across, and who would be there but Guy Porteous? Second goal of the night for him, and that saved us from relegation, basically. What an absolute god. But once again, it still wasn't a particularly good creative performance. It was slightly better, but I think Huddersfield were very unfortunate not to score in this game at least once. So defensively, things still look quite bad, and I think we were still fortunate to win this game. However, it has given me pause for thought about perhaps some strategies we could take going forward. We, generally speaking, focus play through the middle, even though we use wide play a lot of the time, because I found early stages of this match engine that seemed to work quite nicely. But I do think that perhaps actually going back to attacking down the wide areas with the instructions maybe could be the way to go, because I have seen a lot more of our goals seeming to be coming from those areas now. There's more to come. But this game was absolutely nuts. Just ridiculous. So, we lost 4-3 at home against the champions, Sheffield United, and we conceded the four goals that we conceded against them were basically the same goal 4 times, which again gives me more pause for thought about the whole libero situation. Once again, it was just ball after ball straight into that channel in between our centre-backs with the libero basically pushing into weird spots. Another goal from Mariga there on 8 minutes. He then completed his hat-trick in the 13th minute with again an identical situation once again, getting into that space in between with our libero pushing slightly too far up, and again was able to slot that one home. Now that could be because of the high line as well, but I do believe it's because of our liberos just not actually doing anything. And then 20 minutes into the match, it was another sort of situation. Liberos pushed massively up the field because, of course, we were in possession briefly, and then Mariga was able to make it 4-0 Sheffield United. And then I didn't change anything. All of a sudden, things just started happening. Lawrence again getting the ball out on this left-hand side, finds Niall John. Eventually, dinks a lovely ball in. Who should be on the end of it but James Bree? 4-1. I thought, all right, fine, whatever. It's a goal. But then it sort of just continued. Lawrence getting the ball into Mumba. This time we got into a good position. Bree was there. Slipped the ball out wide again. Lostak was in. Great finish from him. 4-2. Then, moments later, Zach Clough whipped a lovely ball across, and there was Graham Goldston, 4-3, and sadly that's where it finished. However, in the 93rd minute, the ball was put through to Lostak, and he basically hit the post from a yard out. So it actually could have been 4-4, but it wasn't to be, sadly. So there you go. They still deserve the win, don't get me wrong. This is one of those things where I think XG comes in very important. These are just anomalies as far as scorelines go, but we still should have lost the game, and that's why I think it's important. We basically conceded the same goal 4 times right at the beginning. It's definitely given me a lot of stuff to think about. But the most important factor is we stayed up. We are 8 points above the drop zone. We've actually gained a little bit. That win against Huddersfield, as you can see, it actually wouldn't have mattered, and we would still be safe right now regardless, as I suspected we would be. But it was nice to get the win nevertheless. Norwich and Sheffield United are right there. Birmingham have now at least secured a playoff spot. I can't believe how far off the pace they have fallen, sadly, but there you go. Blackburn could still go down, as both Derby and Forest pushing away from the relegation places now, and it's looking bad for Blackburn as Cardiff and Portsmouth take the drop. So today, we're away at Middlesbrough. We're going to do one more game with the exact same settings, but I've got a lot of stuff in mind for what I want to do. And out of interest, the whole key tackles thing, unless it's going to have to wait until the start of next season, still doesn't appear to be fixed, because it's just not tracking key tackles for defenders. So, I don't know. Maybe that will have to start, maybe that will come back with the start of next season. That's my hope. But if not, that kind of sucks. Porteous has got an injury. We've got a few injuries to finish off the season with, sadly. So Paul Innes, no, he will not start. What are we talking about? Lostak's the one that's performed well in there, and I will be starting him today as well. Particularly as he's actually built up a partnership with Bree. Booty, unfortunately, has an injury too, so he'll be missing for a bit as well. Lawrence has done okay, though, playing in that role. I've got to be honest. So that's probably what we're going to go with. We're just going to go out there. Charlie Good, in this period of matches as well, has shown some quality. Libero, though, dead. You just can't, unfortunately, anymore. It's just not worth the hassle. They don't do anything going forward, and they just cause you to concede goals. So that's something we're going to completely have to bin off, unfortunately. It's a shame, but you can't afford that. And I really do feel like the win against Huddersfield was just a bit of an anomaly. That's just one of those things like blind squirrel occasionally. Like, we didn't play that well. We played a tiny bit better than normal, but we still were bad, like, defensively, and could have conceded more. Let's go. We're away at Middlesbrough. We have beaten them this season, I believe. I think it was like 3-0, actually. It was one of those strange ones where we just did really well for no apparent reason. But I get the feeling that we're not going to be getting that today. I imagine if I was to put a prediction out, it'll be a very similar story. Probably we create like, I don't know, 0.44 XG or something. Lose 1-0 when they perhaps could have had even more goals. They'll probably create about 1.6 predictions. But I am still seeing some bright sparks around the team for potential changes to come, though. I do feel like the wide areas could definitely be an important thing. Something else I've noticed as well is the hesitancy to play those balls in behind like we were before. When we get the ball into those wide areas, we are no longer playing it into the channel the way we once were. So often what would happen in this area, a bit further back, is that the defender would be drawn out and Timanushkov would make a run into the channel here. He sometimes makes the runs now, but the pass is never forthcoming anymore. That's another thing that seems to be drying up for us at the moment as it goes. But yeah, we can make changes to try to rectify these issues. Has he seriously just headed it straight to the on-running attacker? So many options there. O'Dowda's through. It's a bit tight. He's probably not going to be able to... Oh, never mind. He's got the ball. Never mind. Lyndon Dykes there, Scottish legend, with the goal for Middlesbrough after just 2 minutes. It's a very, very easy finish for him. We didn't defend that particularly well at all. All came from Akinfenmewa heading that ball completely strangely straight into the fullback's path, but that's how it is. 2 defenders there, don't deal with it. 2 defenders on top of each other there. We have to make changes to this for next season, I think. This is where, before, we'd be getting the ball into this area. Will he play the part? No. I mean, to be fair, that was a slightly more congested one, but that's the sort of passes that aren't happening so much anymore. Lawrence into the wide area. This is good. He's in a good position this time. Can he get through? Finds... I don't know who he found there. It sort of was a pass to nobody. Cutting through. A lot of space around the side for McDonald. That's an easy goal. I mean, that's just so easy, isn't it? Yeah. I'm getting a lot of ideas as to things we can change because it has completely broken us, unfortunately. And that's not to say we weren't losing before, but you can very much see a difference in the way the patterns of play are emerging now. We're very much no longer creating anything and giving up a much larger quality of chance per game now. Before we were conceding perhaps more than we should be. Now we're conceding almost exactly as much as we should be. It's just that there's a lot more chances coming as well. Couple that with us no longer being able to create any as well, and you're on a hiding to nothing at that point, as it's now 3-0 to Middlesbrough through Lyndon Dykes. It's actually reminding me a lot of the start of the Sheffield United game, except of course they are actually at least scoring different types of goal. So there's that, I guess. But we will figure it out. We've got the summer. We're not going down. We just need to make the right signings and... Oh, my lord. Part of me wants to try and make some changes in the second half of this game to see if it makes any difference, but I kind of just want the data at this point. That being said, we know it ain't working. We may as well make some changes at this point. It's the last game of the season. I'm going to try to just switch it down to the wide areas firstly, and that might be the first thing I want to change, to be honest. Well, it looks like we might get to half-time at 3-0, I suppose, so there's that. Win it. Well done, Charlie. Nice. Bree. Oh, look at the space. Lou Everton's gone through. And it's a good save by the goalkeeper, but we've created a chance, which is surprising. So that was nice. Tiny little bit better from us right before half-time. I'm going to make another switch at half-time as well, which is to make him a central defender on stopper. That shouldn't... We'll have to see how this goes, but what I want him to do is close down that space a little bit sooner, and the others will tuck in. But we will see. And that obviously means we're probably going to have to shift here to perhaps an advanced playmaker, although that's a bit deeper, so perhaps even an advanced playmaker on attack. I don't know. We will see. Might change to a DLP on support, depending on the way we want to set up. It might even be better if we do that. I don't know. I don't feel quite as concerned when we're in possession now, with Critcho Noble not pushing up as far. Innes. Options. Goes for Lawrence. Back post for Lawrence. Oh, it's a great goal. Henry Lawrence, admittedly, that is a very, very low XG chance, but nevertheless, Henry Lawrence has scored a fantastic goal there. Don't know what the goalkeeper's playing at. Middlesbrough 3, Bolton 1. We're at least looking like we might win the second half here. We found some space in the wide areas. Innes was able to pick him out this time, and Lawrence was in acres here, but this is still a sensational strike. What a finish that is from Henry Lawrence. The second half has felt a lot more even in terms of chance creation and stuff for both sides. It's obviously too late to have any kind of effect on the overall outcome of the match, but it's certainly interesting, nevertheless. And I do think we look more defensively stable playing like this. Middlesbrough 3, Bolton 1. Well, we won the second half, if nothing else, but I still think there's a lot of work to be done. Around about half-time, I don't know where that was. I wish this would have like a timestamps on it. That'd be kind of cool. But I do believe in order to be more defensively stable in this league, we're going to have to shift off of the libero and try something slightly different for next season. Obviously, new personnel will help with that as well. But hey, we'll see how much money we're going to get. Let's find out. It seems like we're not going to get the board set initial budgets one. Sometimes you do, sometimes you don't. Maybe we'll get it after the playoffs. I don't know, but we just won't have to know for now. But let's have a look at the other leagues, see how they're shaping up as well. So obviously Norwich champions, Sheffield United up as well. Birmingham do qualify for the playoffs, as do Palace. So, you know, we managed to beat Bristol City this year. That was something. Down go Blackpool in the end with a late win from Blackburn over Nottingham Forest. Wow, that sends Blackpool down as they got trashed at home by Pompey. Wow. In the Premier League, still many games to go though. Watford and Newcastle up though, challenging for European spots. Arsenal really struggling at the moment. Everton struggling as well. Swansea and Villa are binned, and Burnley look very much like they may join us in the Championship next season. Down in League One, Peterborough coming up along with Colchester, so then we'll get to play them next year. Ipswich still can't seem to get out there. Neither can Millwall as well. Down go Cambridge, Stevenage, Lincoln and Burton Albion. And in League Two, Gillingham, Newport, Crawley going up. Forest, Green, rather. Swindon, Wrexham, and Bristol Rovers all in there. Oh, Scunthorpe lost out on goal difference. Down go Chesterfield and Yeovil Town. Are we still got this switched on? We do. Port Vale versus Oldham is the final. And Stockport County back in the Football League, which is really nice. Wow, Oldham got there finishing 6th. Down go Halifax, Dover, Wilston, and Gloucester City. So, I mean, it's not been the best finish to the season, really. Just make no mistakes about that. We've managed to win one game in my recording session so far today, and are really, with the exceptions of some strangeness, struggling to score goals and create opportunities. So that's definitely something to look out for in the summer. We're going to do a bit of an analysis of what's changed and stuff, but we'll do that in the analysis video. No point in doing it in here. So, hopefully over the summer, I think when we come back, we will have some tactical changes made. We'll hopefully have some new players. I'd like to get a new goalkeeper anyway, although I actually don't think Ziga's been that bad over this period of matches, to be honest. I think there's been a lot bigger problems in our squad, although to be fair, against Borough, he was very poor. 6.9. He's been okay, but I think another goalkeeper might be an area to look for. I think we have to tighten the defence up, although I think the players are quite good. We do need to find a better setup for them. So we'll have to see. Anyway, if you've enjoyed this, drop a like. That'd be lovely. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. That'd be sick too. I stream on Twitch Tuesdays, Thursdays, and at the weekends, so go follow there as well. And I'll see you guys later today for some analysis, and then tomorrow for some transferness. I have no idea how I'm going to find time to do this, but we're going to get it done. So I'll see you soon. Thank you so much for watching. Hold your guns. Capybara. Bye-bye.